What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the finals of the most recent TWL season. I want to say it's 17. Could be wrong about that. I'm just going to say it's 17. If I'm wrong, my bad. I'll check, actually. Let's be certain about these things. Let's not be lying to people. Yep, season 17 got it right. Okay. Final. It's been a pretty good tournament, I think. Unfortunately, the final got delayed a little bit because of the holidays. We wanted to finish everything before Christmas. Didn't quite work out just because people were busy and holidays and all that. That's all good. Managed to finish it quickly in the new year, so all good. But the first tournament final of 2004, you could say, 2024, not 2004. And it was a good one. So me against the Sarah. Uh, Basically, the way it works is the classic pool pick ban. So there's a pool of medium factions, good factions, and bad factions, and essentially one player is going to ban two factions from the pool, then the next player is going to ban two factions, then player one's going to pick pick a faction, and then player two is going to pick their counter pick. So it's actually a pretty decent system, because although one person gets to pick first, and you can say, oh, well, the other person counter picks, yeah, but when you have four bans, you can eliminate like the really OP factions. If there is one faction, let's say, that stands out among the rest, you just ban it. And it ends up being pretty fair because one person gets the pick of the bunch, essentially. The person that's picking first gets to pick the best faction available or their faction that they most prefer. But then player two gets to counterpick that. So, you know, most of the time, I'd say I haven't found almost any unfair matchups, and you get some interesting ones as well. So, pretty happy with that overall. Asera banned first and the pool was pool two, which is like the medium tier factions. I think he banned like Pontus and something. Let me check real quick. I have the DMs here. He banned Pontus and Epirus, so I banned Bactria and Massilia because basically, if you Pontus and Bactria are the strongest factions in this pool. So if he's picking first, so if he bans Pontus, I must ban Bactria, otherwise he can just pick it. He went Nervii and I went Swaby. So pretty classic matchup. We saw Olda and I play this as well, and it's a matchup I'm pretty comfortable with. So let's get right into it and see how it went. Yeah, we can see he didn't go for a Cav spam. I'll say it now that the tournament is finished. I mean, probably something that people could use in the future. I think one way to counter this spread out Swaby is to bring like 8 Cav or something. That's why I've brought an extra Cav. Like, normally I would bring just one, but I can only get 4 Jab Cav. If I get 6 Jab Cav, I would only bring 1 Noble Rider. But because I gotta get 4, and he has 3 Jab Cav, leaves my units pretty weak to Cav, so I get an extra Cav in here. Doesn't really cost me all that much. Essentially costs me a Wodenaz. I would like to have 4. I have 3 and 4 Bloodsworn, 8 Swordmaster, Club Levy up front here just to be a charge block, 4 Archers, 2 Cav as I said, and then the 4 Jav Cav. So it's a pretty strong army. Fast Charge, of course, is in play. Asera is a pretty weird army. I don't like it. I think the one thing you can't do is bring too many Oathworm. He only has 2, so I mean it's not the worst. But with also he has 2 Noble Riders. I'm not sure, or Noble Horse. I'm not sure why you'd bring 2 Noble Horse here. Like, it's not really getting you anything. Like, yes, they're very heavy, they can maybe, get the edge in mass over the Noble Riders. They can do a lot of impact damage on the charge. And of course, the Mighty Horse are only medium, but it just costs so much. It's not really worth it. He has 3 Jav Cav on the flanks here, so I'm 2v1 over here, so I'm forcing him back. Here it's 2v2. I don't want to waste ammo on his Jav Cav, obviously. I need to save it for his real Cav, so I'm not trying to really engage. I'm just trying to gain space on the right where he has to respect the 2v1. I'm keeping one unit kind of inside and one unit outside, so this guy can come support if he rushes this flank. You know, this link has the spear levy here. So I have my cav, not my general. Obviously my general's gonna have to go into the center here to fast charge these guys. So the extra cav is on the right here because there's 2 Wodenaz here and 2 Jav cav. So I'm not so worried about it. And obviously if he does something like right now, my general could help, but later in the game, this is the weaker side, so it has the extra cav support and also has the 2v1, so that's nice as well. Meaning this Jav cav is a bit more free to support. The rest of his army, though, before we get into the fight, is a couple of levy free. Looks like only 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Celtic Warriors. And Celtic Warriors, this is what I'm saying. Like 2 Oathworn and 2, yes, well, it's 2 Oathworn, obviously, and a Fierce Sword. But this is what I'm saying. Like 2 Noble Horse and 2 Oathworn is a lot of money to invest into elite units, and it leaves these weak units as a big target. And this is the shit that Swaby thrives on because they really like to kill these easy units for free. Bloodsworn will kill them. My archers can do a lot of damage. Wodenaz will murder them pretty quickly. So it leaves like only 3 units I have to worry about, and even the Fierce Sword, not really a huge threat, plus his Cav, and his Cav is always going to be a threat, so I'm already prepared to deal with that. that. But it means these Celtics are just gonna die, and they're not gonna do too much, especially if they get hit with a fast charge or if they get sprayed with some archer fire before the fight. So it's a bit weak, I would say, in the infantry department. I would like to see Fierce Sword spam, to be honest. Maybe like a couple of Sword, maybe more Cav, ditch the Noble Horse for like 2 more Mighty Horse or something. But it's tough. You can go either way. These Oathsworn obviously will be tough, but basically they're a target for me, right? All I have to do is kill one of these Oathsworn with my fast charge, and I will win the game. Like, I'm just gonna have, if I kill one Oathsworn, let's say like these 2 Celtic Warriors or like a Celtic Warrior Cav, here I'm gonna go for a charge here. But this doesn't really matter. Like, they're so light that you don't really get anything on the charge here. It's really about who throws their javelin volleys first, so I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna back up again. I do get the first volley, but he's gonna get a volley in return, so 52 for me and 49 for him, so I get off slightly better. Lose an extra man there. Here you can see I'm ignoring his slingers. I don't give a fuck about the slingers. I'm just gonna shoot his Celtics because they're gonna drop quite quickly, and any HP damage means they're just gonna be even weaker. And here they're gonna take roof shots, so yeah, that's gonna be devastating. Losing 5. This one will get away cleanly though. Only a matter of time though. Here he's gonna again try to do some cav shit here, but again this is why this cab was here, because this rear levy is a bit weak, so it's fine. My jav cab can also rotate in here, so he's gonna give this up. He's gonna eat an archer volley here as well. And he's not gonna need a jav volley at least, turn around in time for that, but eating that archer volley in the back, he's gonna take some damage. And again, my archers are just still shooting. Not a care in the world. This guy's down to 100, so he's gonna be quite weak. And now his general's over here, so you can see it doesn't have a lot of spears over here. Actually, the Slave Freeman's kind of too far away. A lot of these units are far away, so I'm just going to fast charge up the center here. If I can kill, again, this half the army with my fast charge, perfect. And as these guys rotate in, their right side, their unshielded side, will be exposed to the archers here. And these Wodenaz will be protecting. And so this is a really good fight. This is like the ideal fight for me, pretty much. I'm going to fast charge here. I can clear this cab out with my own cab. My general can just charge it to his general with fast charge if necessary, or yeah, necessary I guess. And then like all these units are just targets for me, as long as I can get on the moving along fast enough here. Here's gonna go for another charge, but like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna javelin him, and his charge gets like super goofed because of that. And he loses 16 men on the charge. So like again, if you're gonna charge my spear levy and kill 10 men for that, okay, go for it. That wasn't a good charge because all those guys get javelin, and even if they don't die, one of the horses will like rear up because they take damage and they won't get a charge. So that's why that charge was so ineffective. Plus I was like running away from him, which makes the charge worse. He's gonna be able to kill this unit with his Levy Freeman, of course, now, but that's fine. And this Celtic Warrior stands no chance against my Wodenaz, so it's not a problem. Here I pop the fast charge, and we're just gonna run it in. He's not far enough away to run away because my general can just catch the Oathsworn. Again, I don't care if these guys run away this way. I'm just gonna go for the Oathsworn with my general. His general's gonna be tied down. He has no cab in the area. He's gonna get charged by my general, and we're gonna be all good in the hood, essentially. Here, my Wodenaz is actually gonna charge into kind of both these units, which is nice, although they might start dying pretty quick to the Celtic Warriors there because they didn't really get a good charge. So I'm gonna send the Bloodsworn over here to just clean this up. The general is gonna try to get out here, but a lot of fast charge units coming in. The charge is activated, so we are in good position here. He's running. He definitely shouldn't have run this way. Like, he should definitely have ran back this way to at least have a chance for his cav to get into the fight. Because he doesn't want to use his general regardless. Like, his general can't block a charge because he's already weak, and it's the general. If he dies, it's GG. So now, actually, because these Wodenaz get into this fight, it's actually going to be good for me. And now this Bloodstorm will clean up the Celtics for me, even though they killed quite a few Wodenaz. But yeah, my general, look, he's just gonna fucking send it into the sword, like, it doesn't even matter. You can't really block, he's cab. Actually, we'll get a good block here, but this Oathsworn, I mean, he's gonna get good compensation. Actually, the Slinger blocks my charge here, so this is not great for me, honestly. I popped Pride, thinking it would hit these two units, didn't do that. But because his Slinger was here, his Cow's gonna hit his own men, so this is not gonna do too much to the Bloodsworn. It'll kill some. 20 guys in the charge. My general has to get out of there pretty quick though, so I don't actually get the charge into those horns, so he just about blocked it, but there's still fast charge remaining here. And here comes the Swordmaster. Actually, it looks like fast charge is faded, so not gonna get the full engagement that we want, but what we've caused is a lot of chaos. We've killed 2 units here for free. We're gonna kill units in the center for free. We're gonna kill a lot of cav as well. My archers are focusing his general, who's already lost a lot of men, protecting these units. And so it's not the best fast charge, honestly. I think the position was better, but his cav just about saved it because he used that Slinger as a bait, so I couldn't get into the Oathsworn. So I got a charge into the Oathsworn though, and although I didn't get an immediate follow-up with my Swordmaster, I did get a clean fast charge, Noble Rider charge into the Oathsworn, which means their HP is still depleted, even though they're not knocked on the ground when my Swordmaster charged. They still took that HP damage, and my Swordmaster is getting into like the ideal fight. a slightly depleted Oathhorn, which is good, and also it's blobbed with a Fierce Sword. It's not going to really help very much. Just going to die. And support is on the way. We've already won this flank. I'm catching out this Scout Rider here. So this flank is completely safe because now he has no Scout Rider, which means his Cav can't stay here because my Jav Cav will just take them out, which means I can flank. And he has no infantry. That's all his infantry is tied up here. A bit of a blob in the center. Here my Bloodsworn gets a clean charge into these Celtics. My Wodenaz are activating on the right. He's trying to bust up the center to kill these archers, but again, like, I'm not really worried about the Javcav. My Javcav is actually kind of out of the fight at the moment, but it shouldn't really matter. My general's actually here, but the flag is over there, so I don't think he noticed that. Actually, they get a good javelin volley, though, and they just about catch his guys, but even if they got the archers, they're not going to kill any archers, because, like, the archers have spears, and these guys are light, so... Now his Oathhorn's chasing my Wodenaz, I'm going to be faster here, so I can just get away, and now my archers can just rear shot this Oathhorn. So that Oathhorn's going to be dead. His general just died to my archer fire. He was a little bit close in range there. And now it's just going to be problems everywhere. So yeah, Oathhorn losing, Fierce Sword also just losing, so this Swordmaster is going to rack up a lot of kills. Rear charges can come in any second now. And he is kind of cleaning up the center, but again, these were just Celtic warriors, so even without the fast charge, my Bloodsworn were better. So it's like, I didn't get an ideal charge, but it's not really going to be a whole big problem here. My Wodenaz really get an awful charge here because they're like blobbed up in column formation, so these Celtic warriors will actually win. Maybe not win, but they'll do well. But there's, you know, fine. My general's just all the way out here so he doesn't die. Just keeping him safe from slinger fire, essentially. Probably unnecessary, but now my other two scout riders will activate. This noble horse is getting shot by everything. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. You know, I have this noble rider, so even if he tried to get to my archers, let's say, I would just sacrifice the noble rider and just continue to shoot it and get some infantry in there and I'd just kill it. Here he goes. I'm going for this, this mighty horse, gonna die to my fucking javelins. Gets into my spear levy, but again, my archers are shooting all the time. It's fine. Gonna kill off this slinger. Gonna kill off this slinger. His mighty horse can protect them, I guess. So he's probably gonna kill off the scout rider, but I might get a couple of slinger kills. At this point, it's, you know, this mighty horse is gonna be, you know, soon in range of the rest of my units. I backshot this Oathhorn in the right side here. Unshielded side will pop my Wodenaz, so I got an easy kill. And my Kimberly Bowman got a Chevron for that. And now it's just focus the cav down with everything else. So a pretty messy game, honestly. He did some good things to block the fast charge, but from the very outset, the engagement I took was so favorable that it was going to be hard for him to really do anything because his general was in the line of fire, so his general was immediately weak, meaning he couldn't really do much with it. And then I was able to just walk forward and take the fast charge into him. Didn't really get the best engagement with the fast charge, but it didn't really matter. Only a few units getting that fast charge bonus, plus the engagement I got on the far right against this Celtic and Louis Freeman where I killed it off. And that Swordmaster getting a charge into that depleted Oathhorn was huge as well. And you can see the Oathhorn 65 kills just got rolled. Fierce Sword actually did well in the end, but not sure how many of those kills were super valuable. You know, some of them were on Swordmasters, so they get a Chevron, but whatever. Cav, not doing great. I mean, this army does counter Cav pretty well. Archer's doing really well for me. Javcav doing fine. Wodenaz doing excellent as usual. And yeah, overall pretty clinical win. I'm pretty happy with that. So now we go into the second game, which I accidentally saved as 2-3. Not game 23, that would really suck. But so same pool, but now we're on pyramid. So now desert factions, like factions with the resistance against heat, have even bigger value essentially. So I ban Massilia and Carthage. I just always ban these factions in this pool pretty much because yeah, I'm picking first, so I want Bactria and Ponce to be left in the pool for sure. Massilia I don't like because of the cav spam potential. It's very annoying. Carthage I don't like because, well, it's a desert faction and it has some good units like the Numidian Nobles, so I decided to just ban them, get them out of the way. Leaves, like, basically in pool 2, what's left is, again, Bactria and Pontus, which is fine. I was happy to play that matchup if those were the two factions that got picked, and then a bunch of Barbarians, which don't have the heat bonus, and I would just kite them with Bactria or Pontus, and then Epirus as well. But again, they don't have the heat bonus. They could cav spam, but I wasn't as worried about it. Maybe I could have banned Massilia and Epirus instead, but I think this was fine. Carthage can also cav spam, so I'm pretty happy with this picks. And then, yeah, so I picked Ponce. I picked Pontus over Bactria because they're infantry. The Pontic swords have the desert bonus, and they're cheaper. So you can often get a bit of a better 20 stack than with Bactria, who have some trouble with the really expensive cav, and the really expensive infantry thorax swords are overpriced, obviously. But he picked Epirus, so it's an interesting pick from him. Not sure why he wouldn't pick Bactria. Maybe he was just worried about the problems I listed above, but Battery Pontus is like a very, very even matchup. Maybe Pontus is slightly favored, which is why I picked them as well, but it's pretty close. It's within the range of skill, I think. And Epirus, a good faction, but again, they're going to suffer without that heat bonus, so let's get into that game. Now, interestingly, I didn't know this, the Pontic Royal Cav the don't have resistance to heat, which is interesting. But they're Cavs, so it's not really going to hurt them. I guess it's because they're technically like a Hellenic unit, not an Eastern unit. But the Cappadocians will have it, so I have 3 Kappas, 2 Pontic Royal Cav, 4 Slingers, 5 Pontic Swords, 2 Celtics, and 4 HA. So it's a very standard army. I was thinking about going, should I go 6 Cav so I could remove a Pontic Sword, and a Pontic Royal Cav and get 2 Cappadocians, and then maybe upgrade the Celtics to Nakeds. I could do that, but then I thought my infantry might be a little weak. I think I would prefer to have more infantry than Cav here, because he can't bring so much Cav, like he could, but it wouldn't be too good on this map, I think. I also have 8 Skirmishers, so the Kite is potentially on, so that's why I could go 6 Cav and just Kite. But especially because, you know, the resistance to heat is going to be a huge bonus for me. But I decided to go for the infantry to play it safe. Very balanced army. And you can see from his deployment, he's going for a full rush, which I didn't expect, honestly, but I guess it does make sense. He has 3 Tarentines here, and he has a Skirmisher Cav, which is very useless. So that's a full complement of units that can really counter my Horse Archers just by, you know, pressuring them. My Horse Archers obviously don't have the heat resistance because they're Scythians, so not ideal there, maybe. He has 5 Thessalians, which is a great pick. Obviously, Thessalians are quite good, and he has 5 of them. So it's nice. He has the 3. He only has 2 Samnites. No, he has 3 Samnites. I don't know where the other one is. I think it's hidden here. I'm pretty sure he has 3. He has Italian sword, levy, Italian sword, levy. So maybe like, oh, this is probably a Samnite right here. So he probably has 3 Samnites, 3 Italian swords, the usual, and 2 levies, I would assume. He also has 2 militia hoplites on the flanks. These guys are also really good because they can screen his Tarentines, so my horse archers can't shoot them. He has a Hellenic Royal Cav Jet, obviously. So he has 6 Cav, only 1 more than me, so it's like it's a Cav spam, but it's not like super dangerous. Like super much more Cav than me. And my Cav is better. Like all of my Cav are better than all of his Cav, except for maybe the Hellenic Royal Cav. I actually don't know how these guys compare. Let me just look. 46, 27, 10, 76. 46, 27. Okay. Better weapon damage. 17 defense, 60 armor, 100 health, 70 morale. So they're basically the same unit, but slightly better weapon damage, so you take that where you can get it. But what really complements this Chasm is the Tarentines, because they can kill Slingers pretty easily, and they can also kill my Horse Archers. So if I'm not careful, they're going to be dead to rights. And so one thing that I've been thinking about a lot more in these Cav picks, this has become more of a popular idea. Definitely played against quite a bit. So one thing I'm thinking about is when I have these Slingers, I think trying to protect them, what ends up happening is they get boxed. You have to box up, right? Because they have more cav. You can't spread out, or you're just gonna lose the slingers anyway. So you have to box up, and that just ends up making them not able to shoot. So my thinking now is actually, look, these slingers are probably not gonna survive. If they fucking die, it is what it is, right? But I'm gonna, you know, he has to use cav units to chase them down, and cav units to chase them down can get shot by my horse archers and are also out of the battle, right? So my slinger kites this way, horse archers can shoot, this cav unit's all the way over here chasing my slinger, it's not really killing anything, and I can use that to attack. Because I'm perfectly happy to attack these levies, militia hoplites, even the Samnites, if I get overwhelming numbers. And if he has cav chasing them out of the field of battle, it means if it's a Tarentine chasing, then my horse archers are free. If it's a regular cav chasing, then I just shoot it. And my cav is going to be free to charge. So I'm actually going to let my slingers, protect them if I can, obviously, but I'm going to be willing to sacrifice them if it means his cav are pushed out of the battle. And that's going to be sort of my goal in this battle. Obviously, I'm going to try to protect some of my slingers. I want to keep them, but at the same time, running them all the way over here can be a way to protect them. I almost would even think that starting a unit, like literally start with your slingers on the edge of the battlefield with your 2 horse archers, and see if he's willing to chase them around with Tarentines, for example. Um, because they're so far exposed that in the late game, they can always walk back into the battle and be useful. But having a Thessalian, for example, chase all the way over here to kill this would be nigh impossible, I think. So even something like that might be possible. The problem with that is he might just like take his whole army and run after them. But again, in a case like this where it's a desert map, that would be risky. And then this slinger would be perfectly safe. You know, I could keep 2 slingers in the center, 1 over here. This guy would just run away, and he would have to expend a lot of effort to kill it, and he would potentially not be worth it, as my main body could also threaten him. So that's something to think about, because yeah, slingers are important. They cost me 380, they cost me a unit slot, but 380 is not a lot if they get compensation by giving me positional advantage, right? So that's sort of my goal. Here, I'm going to take advantage of the fact he has no missiles, right? You can see my slingers right now are still pretty central. They have a range like this. He has no missiles except for his Serentine, so I'm going to walk up. I'm just going to shoot whatever the fuck I can, because I know he's going to rush me. And I know my horse archers might get limited shots later because the Terrantines will screen them. So if I can shoot it down his levies, and especially, like, look at these two. They're going to run up and just shoot his general. You can see here I'm going to shoot his Thessalians. I'm just going to get whatever shots I can. You can see here, nice shots into those Thessalians. Going to get, you know, HP damage. It all counts. Here you might go after my slingers. Again, I don't really care. It's a skirmisher cav, not going to do much. Here I get 2 volleys into the general. All this damage is going to add up. And he can't really do much about it, because if he tries to screen with his Terrantines, then my slingers become a factor. Look, now his Terrantines are in range of my slingers as they try to duel here. You could obviously run his cav back, but then I'll shoot his infantry and I can threaten a YOLO charge, right? So there's all sorts of games you can play with the horse archers. So here I'm getting quite a few kills. I'm gonna back up. I haven't lost almost any of mine. So this is good so far. Here I'm gonna go kill this militia hoplite with a Celtic warrior. That's my goal. The only problem was I was kind of in the forest here, and there's a lot of units because my horse archers are on top of my army, and so I started to lose a little bit of cohesion here, which was not good. I just like physically couldn't click on the right units a lot of the time because of just how clumped up everything is. Like here, for example, I run this Cappadocian like really far back, and then he's gonna threaten this attack, and I'm not gonna realize this Cappadocian is too far back, and it's gonna cause me to get charged here. You'll see this later. But just look how many units are on top of each other. It's just a bit annoying, so maybe that's the downside. Here my slingers are just fucking shooting, like, again, any kills they get are value, because these guys are not gonna make it to the end of the game, most likely. Horse archers also shooting these hoplites. But you can see here this Cappadocian did not realize it went this way. So now I have a gap here where I don't have a cav unit, and he's clearly has a cav unit here. So not ideal. Again, my horse archers are gonna run up and keep shooting. My slingers are just standing in front of my army. I don't really care. Maybe look at a shot. Probably should have been, like, if I had perfect micro, I'm like microing these slingers to shoot the cav also. But he's gonna rush, but you can see I'm a bit more clumped, so these units are pretty far away, so I'm just gonna attack this side. Kill the shitty units, and then yeah, that's my plan. Here I didn't even get a charge. I don't know what the fuck happened here. So that was bad, you could say. And here in the center though, I'm gonna own this Thessalian again. They took some HP damage, they lost a few men, instantly dead. Here these Pontic swords are gonna kill off the Italian swords. These guys are gonna get into the Samnites. Here his general walked up here for some reason, not really sure what was up with that. And this was a big mistake actually, because now his general doesn't die here, but he's gonna be pretty much useless the rest of the game. Does have a skirmisher cav behind. I probably can get 2 horse archers and just kill this right now. Like, team up on it, just chase it down, kill it. It has 29 missile damage, so like it doesn't even matter that much. Here, Pontic sword gonna get into this blob. His Sicilian's charging as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't extricate my Pontic cav as fast as I wanted because these guys were a bit behind, and that just came because of all this like mess that happened at the start of the game here. Pontic swords though are gonna get in here pretty clean. Celtic warriors, you know, whatever, they're gonna die. They died to this Thessalian, but the Thessalian did take pretty good damage actually in this fight. So, again, wasting away his cav. My Pontic cav gets out with 45 men, it's fine, killing an entire Thessalian. Here was a bit messy as well, but his general took a lot of damage. Here again, targeting these Thessalians with my HA. They're just sitting inside my lines. And here you can see, run away, slingers. Run for your life. Like, if he wants to chase this, like, sure. But that means the Terrantines to be out of the fight. This skirmisher out of the fight. So, like, this entire side is going to be weak, cav-wise, because my HA can just shoot and he has no screen. So, yeah, you can see I'm bailed at the end of the map. This is actually skirmish mode. Doing that. Here, though, I have a Cappadocian that's pretty much full. Gonna chase out this Terrantine, and I'm gonna come recharge these sites again. He has no cav here, so it's like fine. I mean, he has this cav, but it's gonna die momentarily to my HA as soon as I actually micro it. Here is again the Sicilians over chase a little bit and get punished. Slinger is not really gonna take much damage to his skirmisher cav actually. Here I'm stuck in combat for a little too long. I think I countercharge these Thessalians here, but should get out of here. And yeah. So we're just fighting. Again, I'm going to have a any prolonged combat, I'm going to have a massive advantage because of the fatigue that will set up on his units that won't set upon my Pontic Sword. So that's a very nice advantage to have. Actually will help these fights, for example, be pretty close. Sandmites, though, much better than Pontic Swords. They will win that fight. Here, I'm going to trade, basically, a Thessalian for a Pontic or a Cappadocian. Not the best trade, but couldn't really help it. I was called in, the infantry get into this fight, and, you know, my Cappadocians will do their best. The slingers here, you can see, nothing's chasing them, so now they can actually shoot. Skirmisher Cap behind, I think I should have chased it with the Horse Archer. Now, literally go into melee, chase it down. I'm shooting with 2 units, he's only shooting with half a unit, so I'll kill this guy. Even if I take some losses, it's fine. My general takes a Javelin there. He's taking some casualties this game, so not ideal. My HA are going to run up here and shoot this. My Cappadocians, they will take some fire from the Turrentines here, but that's completely fine. And now you can see I'm keeping 3 slingers alive. You know, maybe this slinger is probably going to die eventually. Here I try to get my Cappadocian out, but it's not going to happen. And he's actually going to keep that Thessalian barely alive. The Skirmisher Cav now could kill this, but again, like, he can chase these units down, but now these units are going to be able to escape, right? So spreading them out is definitely helping me keep the units alive. Yeah, I probably should just chase this down at this point. Probably I should have kept it running away again. Those shots into the Thessalians were pretty valuable though, so maybe it's worth it, I don't know. Here I'm getting that root charge, so now we're going to overwhelm this side. We're going to kill this stuff off. Celtic Warrior gets into this mix here. It's going to be a good fight for him though, he has a Samnite. It's taking some damage already, and I get the cycle charge, so that's good. This guy is a bit exposed, needs to back the fuck up. And now again, just need to overwhelm. Ignore the militia hoplites, never even worry about them. They're pretty useless. So he actually does go chase this down, I guess. Only with the Skirmisher Cap though, so not sure if that's going to work for him. He killed another slinger in the center. So yeah, he's going to route this, but they're not going to fully route, I think is the thing. Here I'm getting over the flank, I get through the middle here. I get a good charge though. Here I have to back up with my Royal Cav to kill another Thessalian, but that's totally fine. I'm happy to do that. These guys are going to make it out. I mean, he has 2 Tarentines. I have my general, so he could try to kill this, but it would be very costly because all my horse archers are here, right? So he doesn't really want to do that. And now it's just me killing this flank and him trying to chase my slingers down. But again, chasing is really good for me. Like these guys that went to kill these cav, like they're way out of the fight. They're gonna be exhausted by the time anything important happens, and they can actually just kill. My Pontic Swords can even kill these guys, assuming no Thessalians get involved. Here so now my other Royal Cav is gonna come back and help against these Tarentine's actually gonna catch this one, which is nice, and now these slingers can easily be protected by just my general. Pontic Swords only lost 3 men to the Tarentines. They don't get a charge, but they'll kill this blob. Anyways, only some depleted cav. I have some pretty healthy cav, this Cappadocian, and this Cappadocian. 2 really healthy kappas. This slinger lives because Skirmisher Cav can't kill anything, and now these slingers are also alive. So, and again, like look how much he sent so many units over here. Like 2 of his Jav Cav, 2 infantry. And a Thessalian, right, that died. All to kill, like, my trash 1 cav and a slinger and maybe this Pontic Sword. So that's allowing me to overwhelm this side pretty effectively. Samnites still pretty healthy though. They're, you know, slowly going to win this fight with the help of these Thessalians. That guy's 1 man, what the fuck. Now my horse archers again getting shots, and now his cav can't really do all that much, right? Like, he can chase my HA around, but they're gonna get shot. Here I'm shooting down these Thessalians. They'll probably kill off this Pontic Royal Cav with the militia hoplites, but that's fine. I have to be a little worried about his Tarentines. Not sure how much javelins they have left, but they do have javelins. So I'm gonna heat some fire there. Skirmisher Cav, like, whatever, again, it's tired, it's not really gonna do anything. Do have to be worried about this though. This is not ideal. My general taking a lot of fire. I need to use the slinger as a screen. I am going to get into these Tarentines. Again, they're tired because of the fatigue wearing in. And now these slingers have come back, you know, and now they're actually helping over here. As again, my Cappadocians just cycle charge everything to death. Sandmite's not really getting all that many kills. You know, they're killing off a Pontic, but then dying to the cav charges. Kind of doing nothing there. Bit unfortunate. But now these, look at the slingers in the late game. Obviously, always valuable. Now he can't even kill the slinger, right? So they made it all the way around the world, and now they're actually safe as hell because he has no infantry to support and just some weak cav. And so yeah, this is gonna end up working out. I mean, he doesn't have all that much left. He'll kill these 2 slingers eventually, at some cost. I mean, I could have theoretically tried to protect them, but it would have been at the cost of my general. Just probably not worth it.
As you wish.
Skirmisher cap. Oh, I didn't get a charge. Actually, and then a Tarantine gets in here. I guess the flag was kind of glitched. There's a funny flag glitch right here. These two guys are chasing my horse archers and not obeying orders, and the rest of his units over here, which means I actually can't kill these guys. Like, this is really stupid. But whatever. But you can see, now I'm just resting over here, because I know I'm going to be in good shape. I'm going to go kill off this Machado plate. Plonic Sword did enough work over here, and he had to go chase these slingers. So this Plonic Sword was exposed, this slinger was exposed, but he had to kill these slingers, otherwise it's game over. Because two slingers in the late game would be quite strong. So he's going to eventually kill this shit, but you'll see the tired Tarantines, very tired, and take a while to kill these guys. Like, they make it all the way to the edge of the map. Here, I'm just gonna try to kill these guys by running my unit inside them. But look how many HA they're killing, because I can't actually give attack orders on them. If I give attack orders, they're gonna chase these guys. So it's pretty funny, because this is the rest of the unit. You can see, they're not even attacking them. I have to, like, run them fully inside. So these guys are, like, getting fucking mega kills. I don't know if you just heard that. If you didn't hear that, go back, and they were, like, sounds glitch as fuck. Now I'm gonna try to run through them. Will they get an attack order? Or they don't have to get an attack order. They have to go into a combat animation to fight the captains instead of by AJ.
Double time! You big loving barbarian inbred! Come on, kiss me!
Let's see, guys. Oh, this guy got him. Got him. So now he's pretty much nothing here. He has some depleted cab. I have a slinger. All my, like, two of my horse riders, I guess. Much more infantry, 3 healthy cav, so I'm winning this game. No problem, just about finishing it off. He does have this one healthy Thessalian, I suppose, and this Tarantine. But very tired. I mean, this is, again, exhausted, tired. His general's alive, I guess. But, like, everything's tired, so there's just no way he's winning this game. My guys are winded. You know, that's not bad. It's fine. Just freshen this guy up. Second wind the cab, but she's getting obliterated by archer fire. Horse archers proving their worth. Again, his Tarantines had to be helping against the to kill the slingers, so that means my horse archers are gonna be relatively safe. So the horse archers dominated this game essentially. Shooting his cav early, staying alive to shoot cav late, shooting cav at every point pretty much. Screening against the Tarantines. Here comes this Tarantine behind. Gonna kill some guys, but at this point. It's a nice charge here, but just too many numbers, and the Italian sword is not gonna kill anything when it's exhausted. This Samnite's also exhausted. My cav alone is enough to win this game, probably. And so we're just gonna clean up. But yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. I think that theory has merit. I think this is the thing that I'm most interested in testing out in the future. Because let's say it's just like a normal cav span game. You know, this is a bit different, like, a bunch of factors, but like, when people are bringing these cav spans with, like, let's say Nervii, if he has to spend like 2 of his cav to kill slingers on the edge of the map, it's gonna make it essentially probably like a more or less even cav fight in the center. And because he's spent so much money on those cav, essentially my thinking is, if he spends, let's say, 680 for a mighty horse to chase a 350 slinger, then yes, he's gonna kill it practically for free. But if it takes a very long time, let alone if I have horse archers or jav cav to stop that from happening, then, you know, if he's spending all that money, all I need to do is win with essentially a money advantage in the center or in other places where he spent more money. And although his cav is going to be alive in the late game because he's going to kill the slinger and come back, if I just win the entire battle in the center, that one cav is not going to matter, most likely, unless it's very close, right? So there's some merit to that for sure. I think that's the next strat I will be trying to master. As well as, like, the use of the horse archers was really good in this game. This is the game I felt the best about, honestly, in the whole series. It just, like, was such an interesting play for me. And look at the Pawnic Swords just owning. Slinger's getting, like, no kills again, but one of them is alive in the late game, or one or two of them get alive in the late game, it's fine. And they also just lived for so long, it meant that, you know, my other units are getting kills on his cav, and his cav didn't have too much impact. Of course, one of his cav got a free charge, probably this one, onto my left flank there is kind of just my bad. But the Cappadocians did quite well overall. This one was the one that died at the Thessalian on the right. Royal Cav doing great. His general obviously kind of fucked up with it at the start, and his Thessalians, a lot of them got shot, but I think that's more on good play from me. Again, like he can't really screen my horse archers very effectively with his Terratines because in the center at least, because my slingers will be a threat. Of course, he can then just start rushing forward, but then I'll like kite to one side and rotate and try to attack the flank with his Sicilians. Because if his Terratines are in the center, the flanks will be exposed. And with my better infantry, that could be something I could take advantage of. Sam Knights just ended up chasing around a lot. Like all these units, like his infantry got no kills except for the Sam Knights, and the Sam Knights didn't do all that well. I mean, the one's alive, but it was exhausted and didn't really play a part in the battle. If you can get people chasing around on these desert maps, it's a thing to behold for sure with the stamina. So 2-0, and now we move into game 3, which is pool 1. This is like the better factions now. He picked first again. The map is Rugion now, and Rugion, my strat is just like ignore missile units and just take a fuck ton of infantry and just attack because missiles are gonna be hard. Because even if like they're alive in the late game, you just box inside the forest and you just win. So it's certainly problematic missile units like that. So I just bring less missiles. So he banned Saba and Parthia, I think. Yeah, Saba and Parthia. I was like, okay, whatever. I'm not planning on taking either of those factions. So I banned two shitty factions because I wasn't really sure. Obviously the next best factions are Boyai and Tillis in this pool, but Rome is also there. Rome is a bit sus though, because you can't bring cheap missiles, which makes things harder. So I just banned Numidia because I didn't think he would pick it, and Arveri because I also didn't think he would pick it. I left our Armenian there in case he was like fool's gold thinking that he could take Armenia, and I also left Galatia because Galatia is also not so good on these rules. Um, Especially in the forest. If it's like you know, normal Nemesis, sure, Galatia can beat Boyai, can beat Tillis potentially, although I wouldn't pick them in either. So I gave him like the Fool's Gold Armenia and Galatia, seeing if he would pick it. He didn't, he just went straight for Tillis. Tillis or Boyai, both fine. I went Boyai. I think Boyai is slightly better again in the forest because like Thracian Pelt is less effective, Javcav less effective, that sort of thing. So Boyai Tillis. Um, I go for a very straightforward army. He also goes for a very straightforward army. So this is like, we look at pretty much the same idea. Um, I've got I got 5 sword followers. That's my front line. 2 Oathorn, including the gen. Axe Warriors, 1 Chev. Here, Axe Warrior is very nice in this matchup because they can kill tribals a little bit better. Celtic Warriors, whatever. Not so useful. I mean, they're still fine. I have 5 Livy Freemen. No point in bringing better spears, I thought, because my spears are just going to be, anti-Javcav most of the game. Maybe trading with his spears. If he had, like, a spear warrior, it would be annoying, but I would just javelin it, shoot it, and then charge it with a sword faller, and he would, have to countercharge with the tribal, and then I would just, whatever. He would take enough damage where bringing a 490 spear is not really worth it. For heavy horse only, I could go for 5. I was trying to, but with 2 Oathsworn, it doesn't happen. And I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna rely on my infantry to win the day, and that's certainly doable. I have 3 slingers as well, which are just there to be a nuisance. Yeah, so that's my army. He's got 4 raiding horse, a noble horse, gen. Or not gen, just noble horse. I wouldn't even bring noble horse. I'm so against this nowadays. Like, this unit is just so overpriced. It's so bad. And because, like, you're already facing up against 4 heavy horse, like, what is 1 cav gonna do? Like, I just ignore, like, wherever it is, I'll countercharge it with 1 might cav and some infantry, tie it down, and then I'll have 3 cav to kill you elsewhere. So I'm not worried about that at all. I would just bring Thracian Peltas and shit, and the 4 jav cav to deal with the cav. Maybe some better spears. But he has a very similar army to me. He has 5 tribals, he has 2 Oathsworn, he has a Celtic warrior with 2 chevrons instead of my axe warrior, obviously. He could have brought a Thracian. I think Thracians are good because they're good against cav. He has the 4 raiding horse, and he also has 5 levy free. So it's a very similar army. Of course, I'm gonna have to keep some levy free back here to deal with this Javcav. So that's a bit annoying. Which means he'll have an advantage in the front line, most likely. But he only has 3 in the front line, 2 kind of off to the side. Not sure why he doesn't have it like balanced. Makes it a bit weird, but whatever. Trees are annoying on this map for the skirmish fight. He has 2 slingers. Sorry. He has 2 slingers, I have 3. Not really interested in shooting his slingers. Like, his slingers could use all of their ammo on my slingers, I don't really care. I'm just gonna shoot his Levy Freeman. So, the thing here is basically, my slingers are gonna die eventually to his Javcav, or I'm gonna win the game, and it's not gonna matter. So I might as well just get shots on whenever I can. So his Levy Freeman are in range, and if I kill these guys, it means my Levy Freeman are gonna win against his Levy Freeman. That's just like, it's a small win, but everyone who's played this game to some high level knows that like those initial engagements being favored in them, it's an advantage that you may as well have. So I'm just gonna keep shooting him here. Like, even though I'm not getting kills, I'm getting HP damage, which means when I throw my javelin volley here, when we engage, it's gonna just own him. Like, it's gonna do so much damage. Who's gonna be the unlucky first guy to die? I don't know. Come on, kill someone. Oh, it was the standard bearer. That's unfortunate. Guess he's in the front though. This guy's also losing some men, so cool. We're chilling. I'm moving up now, just to get closer into range here. Potentially start engagement. His general's over here, his other Oathsworn's over here, so I'm just gonna attack the right side. I don't really care. He's Levy Freeman here. My general's here, so I can overrun the side. Got the good Levy Freeman in support on this flank to deny his Javcav. And yeah, I'm happy with that. So again, these guys have lost 2 men and a bunch of HP damage. These guys have not lost men, so let's see how the Javelin volley goes. He's down to 110. I'm down to, well, I got shot in the back, so that's not great. So yeah, it ended up being pretty much an equal trade. I actually got the better of it. Not really sure why. Maybe he got a good slinger from there. That's what I was trying to run. His slingers have 6 kills. I have 8, so anything else through javelins? So actually my Levy Freeman kinda got owned. So I just ignore whatever I said. Here I'm gonna get a nice back shot javelin play though. Down to 81, I'm down to 86, so I'm gonna win this. In theory. And now we're just gonna start this game turns into like the most classic barbarian battle like ever. But it really favors Boya the way I played it. So again, I'm winning this fight. I still have slingers shooting, so this is even better for me because they're gonna hit these guys on the right side. Although they're probably doing a lot of friendly fire. I'm like the king of friendly fire. I like hitting my own men. So now he's gonna bring in his second Levy Freeman here. But I am winning this fight, as you can see. So he's bringing a second Levy Freeman, and I'm just gonna say, okay, here's my Axe Warrior. Like, I'm gonna go eat this fight up. Because if I can kill 2 Levy Freeman, even if he runs away, it's good for me. This Levy Freeman's gonna be pretty hurt, but whatever. He backs up actually, so well played for him to get the Levy Freeman out of there. But now my javelins are coming in, and I think like using your javelins, your Pila effectively is like a big thing in these battles too. Like if you need to identify where you can get side Pila or like a rear Pila even. You know, especially right side, obviously, but any sort of peel into the side of units where you're killing men for free is really, really valuable. And you'll see I try to do that more later on. Here, we're just chilling. I mean, I have a cab for a YOLO charge here. Don't really want to do it yet, though, because they'll just get peeled by everything, and he'll just run away, and then this guy will block the charge, so can't do that yet, but at the moment, I'm just getting a free win, killing Levy Freeman where my Levy Freeman didn't die. Here he's using his javelins on my Levy Free, like whatever. And these guys threw a javelin volley. That means that they have no javelin volley, so they're gonna get charged by my cav. Same thing here. Well, here he didn't use a javelin volley, but they're just exposed, so I'm just gonna kill them anyway. So I'm gonna get a good charge here. Some of my unit gets blocked, but it doesn't really matter. Crash into the side of this unit, and here comes the sword followers to clean up. So that's gonna be a good engagement. I'm just gonna straight up win this fight. No matter what, I'm just gonna straight up win this fight. So that's awesome. Here I get another charge, and these guys are a bit. Oh, these are the Axe Warriors, which is why I didn't charge them in. It's kind of a mistake. I think I should have been in there faster because I'm gonna lose a lot of heavy horse here. So this is a really good fight. This one, a bit worse. Again, these guys threw a javelin volley. Maybe they didn't even throw it, but it doesn't even matter. They're gonna get charged in the back here, and these sword followers are gonna come in. So everything going according to plan here. This was a bit slow, but I lose 15 heavy horse, so it's not great, but it's acceptable. This fight drastically in my favor, like not even close. Tries to get his noble horse in here, it's too late. They charge in the back of their own men. Don't really do anything. My slingers are now just gonna shoot this, and I also get right side shots here, right? I have a nice angle. He's very slow to rotate, so I have a nice angle to shoot his tribals on the side, and also his cab, obviously. This flank again, I told him I was gonna overwhelm it. He has no cab, right? So he can't really stop me. You can just fall back. He's getting some nice shots on this heavy horse, though, pretty much destroying it. So costly, but I get no sword in here. And they're gonna start to destroy this blob. So owning this unit as well, I got charged. Here, my Levy Freeman is gonna charge the Levy Freeman. He should have javelined these guys in the back. And now you can see here, look, rear javelins from these guys. It's gonna be very nice. Here, I didn't want to charge his general, obviously, with sword flower, just lose. Now you can see this, like. These guys are going to get perfect peel. 105 men. Let's see how much after I peel. I'm not even look at anything else until this happens. 105, 100, 99, so insta 5 kills. More peel to come. He does do the same thing to me though, so not great. And this is an Oathsworn, so this fight's gonna be good for him. But obviously, like, I'm playing to overwhelm this flank, right? I'm not fighting over here. Here I just have Levy Freeman and one Swordfaller. But as compensation, I'm busting through the center. I'm gonna kill this unit. I'm gonna kill this unit. 75 against 96. This unit sure is here, but I have an Oathsworn and my general, so two Oathsworn. His Oathsworn's fighting here in like fucking useless territory. So all good here. I'm gonna charge in. I'm gonna charge in here and retreat this Swordballer, so he's fighting from the front instead of getting recharged here. And now he has like again 2 units blobbed up here. This unit, no man's land. Here's General's gonna die. This unit just died, so this unit's gonna die. This unit's gonna die. My cab is ready to bust through the center and get more YOLO charges. Here, he used his Oathsworn charge on my Swordfaller. I got a good charge here, so yeah, I'm gonna lose this fight, but I got a good charge, killed a few men. He's down to 109. His battle rhythm's almost over. I pop Headhunt battle rhythm immediately, and now I get it again. All you need to do to stop his cab, just charge him with 1 of your cab and 1 of your own infantry. It's completely fine. Oathsworn gonna go to work here. He is getting some good shots overall with the slingers, but in a second I can just get through here and do that because he has no cav. Here again, getting nice right side shots on the Oathsworn here. My slingers eventually are going to die, but they might as well do this until they can. Didn't really see his cav, so these guys are going to die, but I'll get a good counter charge here. Try to retreat my slingers, but they got some good kills. Here goes my cav into his slingers. He has no way of protecting them. Does get some nice javelins in here with both raiding horse, so they're going to do a lot of damage to my heavy horse. His noble horse, though, down to 30 men. Like, sure, he killed off an entire heavy horse by shooting it with 2 units, charging with a noble horse, but he's down to 30 men, so whatever. That unit's practically useless. Another heavy horse charge will pretty much win. Getting some damage on his raiding horse, but his raiding horse is getting out. He has tribal warrior, but it's like behind. It's like not doing anything. I'm gonna win all these fights before this unit does anything. Now again, we're attacking these tribals in the rear. Morale is weak, so I can potentially even just route it. Would be ideal. Getting that rear charge. I mean, they could start wavering here for sure. I was hoping his general would just die, because if his general dies, this unit's gonna rout, but he lived, even though the unit routed. But, I mean, it's just too late. Like, he has a few units back here. He has some raiding horse. But I have my general at 83 men. This Oathsword 60 men, but okay, it already killed off the blood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like every other, all my infantry is alive, so 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, all 8 of my infantry is still alive. He's lost tons of tribals, so this is just over. I mean, just clean up time here. I get into my slingers, but again, don't really care. I have enough cav to clean up any sort of threat. Slingers are not really one of those threats, realistically. So yeah, very comprehensive overall. I was pretty happy with how I played. I hadn't really played so always a bit sus, but yeah, I thought I played really well. Just played the fundamentals pretty solidly. I think I had good understanding of the matchups. That second game, definitely the most interesting of the lot. But yeah, GG's to us here. Some interesting games there. And yeah, I guess I win. And hopefully the con will be happening soon. Always exciting. Always gets a good turnout. Always a fun tournament. I think we'll, at least I'm gonna advocate for some changes in the way the tournament works in terms of the format, like group state number of group stages and how playoffs works and stuff. But yeah, GG's to everyone. In TWL season 17. Thanks for playing as usual, and hopefully we keep it rolling. 17 seasons and going strong. Had a lot of fun this whole tournament. So yep, GG's, especially to Sarah for the final, and hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya. Peace.